Hey everybody, this is Ann Clemmer. It is Tuesday. It is a big Tuesday because there's a lot going on. We're going to make a little fun card. Get out your pencils. I'm going to be giving you all of the measurements and giving you some tips on how to measure well. Well, at least I hope they're good tips. Yeah, once again, this is Ann Clemmer and I'm here with Domino from StamperDog.com. Let's get started. Stamper.com. Domino! Well, in a perfect world, I would be ready. And, I'm almost ready. Yeah, I mean, I'm here. Are you here? Yeah, let's see. Oh, golly. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we've got Veronica and, Deb and Jan. We've got a lot of the West Coast covered. Plus, we got Deb in North Carolina. Yeah, Deb in North Carolina. And, yeah, he's going to look different next week. We're going to get him a cut and a scrub. Yeah. And a mani-pedi. How about that? Yeah, I asked if you were here early. I had a little link at the top asking whether, what was your favorite designer series paper, or for those of you who aren't. Hold on. Cecil, call him. Oh, golly. He probably has a treat out there because he didn't even need to be called. Anyway, I asked, for those of you who aren't used to Stampin' Up! Terms, that's pattern paper, but we call it designer series paper because it 99 and 44% of the time, 4400% of the time, there are two sides to it, and they're both awesome. So, yeah. So I asked what were people's favorites, right? Well, this Veronica's, and then, yeah, the 6x6, the ones for the color families, I love them a whole lot more this year. And then, Kay, yeah, she's been working with those zinnias down there in Houston. Oh, golly, anybody else answer that? Not yet, but I'm sure you're going to be answering in a minute. So what I did, because not all of you have the newest stuff, and the one I wanted to use is temporarily not available until next week, and it's still with my sweet treat stuff. If you ordered sweet treats, I only have like 75 yards of ribbon yet to cut, and then I'm done. Yes, the East Coast is here. Oh, Hillary, but we're not doing the B-Mine paper anymore, are we? Yeah. I don't know, because I've only been looking at the new stuff. But this is one of the old things. And before I get into too much, Deb sent me a card, and here you go. There you go. Deb sent me a card. Isn't that nice? And she said really nice things on the inside. But I like the way she did this. Now, Deb, did you go and do this with daubers, or did you do this with brushes, or did you do this? I don't think you did it by putting your ink pad over the top. Tell us, since you're here. Yes. Didn't you do a good job on that? Now, this is one that I did, and when I wrote about it, I said I was going to probably, you could use it for, a thinking of you card, or, maybe someone's coming out of college, or maybe going into college. Does anybody remember being 18 and thinking about college? I didn't go because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Yeah, so there's that. So, yeah, and, sometimes I get cards here and you don't see them, and that's because I put them in the special place, and then I'm just waiting to come across that special place again. And, like maybe a year or two from now, I'll see it and I'll go, oh, I remember when she made me that card. Yeah, so just because you don't see it here doesn't mean I didn't get it and didn't appreciate it. Yes, Thoughtful Journey. That is the one that is sold out right now. But I kind of put everything here. But I put it in different piles, so there's that. There we go. We're just going to remake this card, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. Well, I'm going to do more than that, but give you some input about how to cut this out and what size everything is, so that all you have to do is write things down. Oh, okay. I've got some of that here. No, this isn't it. Are you talking about this, or are you talking about a re-inker? Because this one these aren't the metallics, but they also have them in metallics. And they're great for putting little dots on if you don't have dots. Yeah. But anyway, it was so simple, but cutting it out was very interesting. Now, you're going to start off with a piece. Now, I've really pre-cut mine, and I'm going to explain a lot of things about how we did it. But, since I mentioned this, hold on, let me go and say this now. If you see something you like, write it down, because today, free shipping only, just today. And if you're a demonstrator on my team, guess what? You're going to get 20 to 25% off, plus you're going to get free shipping. So, and really that's the way that the starter kit goes too. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Well, or else we can just kind of get them right out of here. Yeah, that was the biggest graphic I had done. Anyway, the starter kit, you get to pick out $125 worth of product of your choice, and then they add all this in color stuff, a paper sampler of the cardstock. Then they give you a pack of that designer series paper. It's a 6x6 pack with all the new in colors in it that Veronica was talking about. You get one of each of the ink pads, and you get one of each of the ink pads of the in colors for this year, right? And then markers, all for just $99 plus tax, and there's free shipping. So it's kind of, it's way better than, you're gonna get up to $207 of product, right? Yeah, how about that? So Deb said, yes, what I showed, only the metallic version, which is in a drawer, but that one just happened to be close by. So let's get back to this. Yeah. So if you see something, today's the day. So we started off with a piece of 3x6, right? Just cut it in half. You could do this with a pattern paper if you wanted to. Oh, golly. I'm going to put this up here. Yes, because I saw Cindy last night, and she had some outpatient surgery. And so we went over and took some food and had it. I'm not the girl that's going to go and just drop off the food for you. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. I'm more of a, let's get together and sing Kumbaya person. She noticed this about me. I never really thought about it, but I'm more an experienced person than a gifty person. So, like, if I'm going to go by and bring you up food, like some people, if you have somebody who's feeling under the weather, or a lot of people do it after there's a death in the family, don't wait that long. They'll drop off food. Well, what we've done a couple times, and I really like it, if the person's up to it, right, which they were, then you just bring everything. You bring the food, you bring the plates, you bring the silverware, you bring everything but the glasses, because I don't want to break a glass or something on the way. So and then when we leave, we just hat up and put everything back in the box, and we do the dishes at home, right? I mean, we have a dishwasher where it's not difficult, okay? and so, yeah, I haven't sent her a get well card yet, but I hope she thought the food was cool, because I do cards all the time, and I don't cook for people all the time. Okay? So anyway, yeah. So if you want to do that, just make it to where they can come in and they can be in their bathrobe, or they can be sitting in a recliner and recuperating, and you just serve them and then just have a little thing, and then just hat up and get out of there, and so you get to visit with them, you get to share the food, and you leave the leftovers, yeah, because, yeah. So anyway, try that next time you're thinking of dropping food off for someone. So this is 3x6, right? Let's pretend it's 3x6. This was actually 2 3/4 by 6. But the reason why I brought this is because this part of the paper, right? Okay, let's get Anne's note out here. Oh, I know where I put it. No, this is not good. Hold on 1 second. Whew, it fell off the back here. My notes. It is 3 3/4. So you would need a piece 3. You're going to end up with 3 wide by 3 3/4 this way. But you're going to start off with 3 inches wide and 6 because these. If you're going to use a 6x6 inch paper, then yeah, there you go. So what we know it's going to be 3 3/4 long. So when you're doing this, some people would just go 3 3/4, cut it, right? Make that a little bit closer here. But then that would make it look like that. Well, maybe you like that and maybe you don't, because maybe you want a little bit of the sky in here. So what I do is I'll move it down here and I'll look to where 3 3/4 is, like if I had a small Post-it note, which I do. This is just guesstimating it. Right? You go like this and you're like, oh wow, in fact, if I do it like this, then I really have a good idea of where it's going to be because it's not stuck down here. See my fingers underneath there? And then you go like this and say, well, if I cut it here, I'll get that much of the tree. If I move it down here, I'll get that much of the tree. So there, I'll cut that, right? And then I'll turn it around and go to 3 3/4 and cut. And now, do you do that? Or is that something, or do you just go and that's okay if up until this point you just went 3 3/4, cut it. Because in this case, you would cut that whole tree off and you might want it because, in your thing. So that's just a thought. I bring these things up because a lot of times I assume that if you want to know the truth, I tend to assume that everybody thinks like me, and knows everything I know, but for some reason, that might not be true, right? And everybody's at a different place. And by the way, don't compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. That just doesn't work. So when I cut this is 3 3/4. So first of all, 3 inches wide. Cut it in half. After you get that 3 inches by 3 3/4, you're going to cut this in half. So this is 1 1/2 and this is 1 1/2. That's the second thing, right? And then when you're cutting this part, cut this so that you're cutting this and measuring this. Don't try to cut this little 1 or 3/4 inch piece off a little piece. That got a little challenging for me. Anything smaller than an inch is kind of hard. So yeah, so this is 3/4 by 1 1/2. And this is 3 inches. So you're going to cut that. And then this side, 1 3/4, and this one's 2. But you know what? There's no law saying you have to do it exactly the same. However, you just want to be aware of where the picture is on your paper that you cut, and you want to be aware of how big your greeting is. And lucky for me, I had just gotten the Keeping Tabs bundle. Now somebody else got this. Was it you, Susan? Somebody else bought this today. So and you know what? I bought the die. See, I took my little leftover piece of magnet and put that right there. Now I'm going to tell you these work great, but if the case is warped, make sure you have a thicker piece of magnet, because I have another one where they keep wanting to pop off and it's only because the case is warped. And this is where you can get the magnets. They're just the right size to fit in here. But, you know, in hindsight, I kind of wish that I would have gotten the punch, only because of what it is. Maybe, but you can buy the bundle with the punch in it and buy the dies separate. No, or is it? Yeah, you can buy it either way. Because you're getting 10% off, I think it's probably best to get it with the punch. This is if you want both, right? Get it with the punch and then buy the die separate. You'd have to look at, I'm not looking at the prices right now. I can do math when I'm kind of looking at it, but no. What? Don't tell me there's more craziness going on in Houston. No. So let me show you. I got this piece out and it's from the same bit, right? In fact, it's the other side, but because of the way that it was, I flipped it. So what's on this side is going to be on that side, and what's on that side is going to be on this side. And I was just getting ready to stamp that when the bell went off and said, it's 2 o'clock. So has anybody else got some ideas? And this one should say, hello, friend. Did I get it out already? Yes, I did. Okay. And, you know, we could have gotten, like, I don't think is there a lighter blue, but we could have gotten a different color. But this, see, it just barely fits with this. If I would have cut it the other way, I would have had less of the tree over here and a lot of white. There was a lot of white up here. So I went, no. Okay. Don't tell anybody. I went and my Night of Navy pad went. Maybe I took it out already and I put it down somewhere, but so we'll take Misty Moonlight. Don't tell anybody. It's not an exact match. So anyway, it's not, you don't have to make it exactly that size. We're just going to see. Now, the one thing I did not do was cut out that piece of, not bad, that piece of Night of Navy. I think I started to, and then the bells went off. Yep, that's as far as I got. Hold on one second. No, you know what? I'm just going to tell you, you know what the issue is today? I have to get my hair done after this. And that means I'm going to wash my hair twice in one day. That does mean that some of my braids could fall out somewhere along the line. Please pray for me. It's right here. And this is 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. In a perfect world, I'd have that all. Whoa! Something decided it didn't want to be where it was. Now you could do this with glue. I think I'm going to do this first. No, maybe not. I'll do this. You could do it with glue. I always get golly. I think now this time it is dog hair and it's on my fingernail. Look at that. Usually it's mine. So does anybody have anything crazy and wild and fun that they're going to do this weekend? My husband and I, we tend to not travel a lot on holidays. I've always had some interesting flights on holidays. Okay, yeah, I sure can. The whole piece of the designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 3. You cut it in half, and where you get a good picture here, this is 3 inches, so that's 3/4. This is 2 inches, and that's 1 3/4. So if I get this straight this time, would be nice. Yeah, do you have it? Because this weekend, or not this weekend, but notice when I'm lining things up, all of a sudden my brain, just don't say anything yet. I also already thinner down here than thicker up here. But if you're sending it to somebody that's particular, just don't go and send them this card. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's a church up the street from us that they bring flags, and they have a tribute, and I think it's to the Vietnam vets, but it could be to a lot of different vets. And like I said, this is the exact same card, only flipped. Now here's something, and we're going to try something different this time. I'm going to pop this up with a pair of, I was going to say designer series paper, some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's hold off on that. See, nope, that must be from the other one. Yeah, that's from the other one. Pretend I didn't show you that. So if you're not used to regular card sizes, this is a half sheet of cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and then we're going to fold it in half. I just match. If you don't have a something to score with, I just match the corners, and then I give it a quick fold here, and then I get out my magnificent bone folder and bend it to my will. Yeah, this is, and like this, see, and just adding the butterfly, if you wanted this to be a more masculine card, hey, leave the butterfly off. No one's going to, the stamp police aren't going to come and get you. So we will do it slightly different. And this is not exactly centered on the card. So if you want to put it up higher, you could just put the picture up here and then stamp happy birthday or whatever you want down here. That would be like a more conventional way to do it. But me, I always try to do something just a little bit different. Hey, have any of you ever worked in a floor? Okay, Marcy, here you go. Here's because I know you bought, there's that thing that fell. Oh, this one's brand new. You bought a smaller version of this, right? I think this is the one I originally had in the Stamperdog.com likes, right? And there. But you could take this and line it up like that. That's one way to do it. It's a lot easier to line it up when you're on a grid pad or a glass mat. If you're into pencils, which I am not, you could mark things like that. See, Holly loves having a T ruler, and it just depends. But in the big scheme of life, as long as you're close, life is good. And yeah, has anyone here ever worked at a florist? Because I sent my friend some flowers, and I wanted to send her an azalea, and they called up and they said, oh, they didn't have any azaleas, but would I take a hydrangea? Well, hydrangea is my favorite flower, right? And See, with this, all I'm looking at is that, and this this corner over here, and hope I get it close. So, see, there's another way you can do it. But you want to look at the way the picture is. And this is actually, oops, sorry. You see how that is? It's the same piece. Here's one half of the sheet. Here's the other half of the sheet. Because you can see where and I didn't cut the length at the same size. The first thing I do is cut it in half at 3. Because how you cut this side and how you cut that side is going to be different. Okay, Hillary. Okay, here's the question I have for you. So they sent her a hydrangea, and that's fine. And I love hydrangeas, you know. But when I went over there last night, it was like, well, like my friend said, it looked like it was the last one of the bunch. And the lady thanked me for being flexible, right? You know, because it was after Mother's Day, she couldn't get any hydrangeas. But she said, you know, if you don't like it, you can, I can send a azalea later. Well, it did look kind of sad. Yeah. So what would, you know, I mean, I don't want to be awful about it because I believe that we attract the kind of customer we are. And I'm normally I'm not the type to get upset with people when things go wrong. I just, okay, let's get this fixed, you know. If I go buy something, I just assume they're going to do what's right and reasonable. So what's right and reasonable? Okay. So yeah, because I'm not, whoa, I hit the wrong button there. I'm not that picky. It was like 3 little balls of flowers and yeah, okay. I mean, for $60, yeah. Life is good. And I wouldn't have known if I didn't go by and look. So, hey, let's go and if anybody else has an idea, you know. Well, I'm just going to tell you, the reason I went there was that for our anniversary, our daughter bought us, and maybe you want to think about this too, not you, Hillary, necessarily, but our daughter bought us this beautiful artsy-fartsy arrangement of flowers. I mean, it was just, you think it's fake, you know. It's like going like that. It was very beautiful and very, you know, but it lasted about a week or 2 and then boop, gone, you know. And we kind of started taking things out. And anyway, so they did such a great job on that, and they're not here in town. They're like 15 minutes out of town, right? So I thought, well, that's who I'm going to go to for the next one. So I don't want them to lose money on it. You know, I mean, yes, yeah. Life is too short to be too picky. Yeah. That's why I do paper crafts. Okay, so we can do, let's see which ones of these I have. See, he's too big. He's too big. And even that is a bit overcoming. And as much as I like this one, he's just, you don't want it to go too far off here because that's, like this one, he goes off a little bit so it doesn't bend. But yes, Hillary, that's the way I look at it. It's better to have somebody happy. But let's try something because I have more. We could do him in blue, but then that's just a little bit too blue. Let's go and take this. Now, I haven't used the sponge daubers in a while, but I don't want to use the brushes because of those little, oh yeah, brass dragonflies. That would be good too. Let's see if they're, I kept them in a different spot for a while. Let me look. I haven't filed all my new stuff yet. Well, if you wanted to give this, to have this to be more masculine. Yeah, no. Oh, yep. Here they are. I think these would be, yeah. Okay, I'm going to still do this, and then we're going to do this. We're going to, yeah. Because Kay's got the right idea. Wow. I was wondering where that was. I knew I had another roll of that. I haven't arranged the ribbons yet. But let's see. Hold on. Note to self. Order some daubers today. And move this thing that fell. That dauber. I know I have some. They're not in the right spot, I'll tell you that. Okay, someone tell me where my daubers are, because I have some. Oh, there they are. Well, these are these. These will do. But I have a new pack of them. And this is before we had that pink. Now I gotta find another pink. Okay. Oh, that says pumpkin pie. No. Okay, this will work. Let's just see how this works. See, if I dab it up and down like that, boy, you hardly see it. It's like, ooh, is there? Look at that. That tells you how long I've had this, because in the very beginning I put those colors down in there. This is petal pink. Oh, here we go. Give it a little bit more pressure. But I definitely go up and down only because it's really... They're very delicate. Okay, let's even it out a little bit. Okay, here we go. That's petal pink. Order more daubers. It's funny because I didn't even find my little drawer that used to say daubers on it. So, yeah. So you could do it this way, right? See, I think he looks better in pink. Right? I think he looks better in pink. But maybe not even that pink. Not sure, but I'm going to go for these. This is the dragonflies and birds. If you like these paper butterfly accents, the number's 162612. And remember, we're having free shipping today, so gotta love that. And then the adhesive back dragonflies and birds 162743. 162743. And I didn't mention, but today is the last day that you can get in on our Thursday event. A lot of you who come to this are going to be there already, but yeah, we'd love to have more, because we're at this point we're giving away at least $180 worth of stuff, and the more people that come, the bigger the prices are, because all the class fees go to the prices, and they're divided up between three main cash prices, and then anyone who doesn't win gets in a drawing for a color family of markers. So gotta love that. And if you haven't tried the new markers, they're the bomb. I mean, I love them. Yeah. Okay, so let's see where to put these guys. Where do I want that? Oh, he flipped. Okay. I think the dragonflies. You don't need a lot. This has a more finished look to it. I really think it only needs 2. Usually you put things in 3, but if you go 1, 2, 3, yeah, you know, it's just sometimes. Have you ever put just one too many? Yeah, like I've never done that. I've never done that, Anne. But still, here we go. You could send this, you could send that. It's funny how it's the same card but flipped, and it's the same sheet of designer series paper, right? And it just needs just a little bit of bling. Hey, well, you know what? I could put one up here. Hold on. Okay. Now we have 3. Now that might be the one too many. But either way, look at with one sheet of designer series paper, 3 by 3 3/4. This piece is 3/4 inch. This piece is 2 inches. The rest just automatically falls into place. But this right here is, hold on. Need the Post-it note for that. 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. And it's nice to get a card that isn't exactly even all the way around. And like I said, you could take this and just put the whole picture up here and then just move this up and do the greeting down here. But that's more of a standard format, and this is just a little bit different. And I love what we did with one sheet of 6 by 6 inch designer series paper. So remember, today, free shipping. If you saw something today, get it today. Don't wait till tomorrow, right? And then, of course, you know, I already talked to you about the bargain of the starter kit is not the starter kit. The value of it is not the starter kit. You're thinking, oh, I get so much stuff. Well, it's great to get so much stuff. It's wonderful. But the best part about it is the people you meet. Like I've gotten to meet you and a few other people too. Yeah, wait. And I missed one more thing. And that is Thursday's event, okay? Make sure that you get on that. That's a Zoom call, and you don't have to be on camera if you don't, if you don't feel like it, but we will never know. In fact, we have done these sometimes when we were all dressed in pajamas, because, we haven't done a pajama party in a while. I remember when we did that and someone came in with a bunny suit. It was great. Yeah, I miss her. Anyway, most important is that you go out and make a card, make a card, get it in the mail. Don't wait for perfection. Just do the best you can and just, spread a little love in there. Because, if we each send a card, look at that being all those more people that's going to be feeling good, and we're going to be feeling good about ourselves. And I'm going to go get my hair done. Hey, this is Ann Klemmer and Domino from StamperDoc.com, where we put a little ink, paper, and fun
Well, yes.
into your day. God bless you. Go make that card.